Sims, and I am an internationally board certified lactation consultant. And those are the experts in the field. That means they had to have several years of experience helping moms supervised by a lactation consultant.
You gotta take off those clothes, because that's what the baby slept in. Take that off. Take that off. Baby is all nasty and milky and sweaty and diaper that baby.
Come on, baby.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you want to go down bowling?
Man, let's do it, man. I gotta have this.
What? Yeah, I got the kids too. All right, then I'll check you out at the bowling alley.
I'll be there.
All right.
All right.
Watch them, judges. Wow, I saw some burping going on. I see some changing
I
diapers.
think I was the only one that burped.
If they don't, it's time on.
Goody. Come on, baby.
Right, don't forget to pack your diaper bag.
Somebody's baby don't match. That don't matter. That don't count.
That's right, it don't count. Don't look at your opponent. You're going to get behind. You know, you take a second to look back and they pass you out. Look at our men going to town, preparing that baby to go. Knock, 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 knock.
Who's there? Who is it?
It's your peer counselor.
You away?
Okay. Okay, well, I just check y'all out later then.
Yup.
One, 2, 3. You got everything in there, Jill? Okay, he going with his baby. That's your car.
I will.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Yes, okay, well, he's in there. Uh-huh. Okay, a defective one. There you go. Yeah, he's ghetto red. Now, ladies, is that baby is that newborn baby in the car right? No! Go out, ladies. That baby ain't in the car right. Even if it was, there we go. That's right. No, that's another car. That's next door. Okay, and then where's your, the baby might be, bam, there's our winner. Keep going, man, keep going. Good job. What's your name? Justin, you guys keep working then. And Justin, is this your first baby?
First one.
Well, Daddy is bringing home a car seat from the baby shower.
I was very interested in the position because it was outside of WIC, linking WIC to the hospitals, to the health plans, to the child care centers, so that there's this continuity of breastfeeding support in the community, for prenatally when moms find out that they're pregnant, in the hospital, and then in the outpatient setting. And so what we were seeing is this phenomenon of a big push for hospitals to go baby friendly. And that means that they would adopt these 10 steps that help hospitals have better breastfeeding rates. And so the hospitals are doing it. Actually, in this area, Contra Costa County is 14th in the state, pretty high up for counties as far as breastfeeding rates. But then what would happen is, as soon as their patients would leave the hospital, they stop breastfeeding. Because they get home and there's competing priorities with taking care of babies. If they didn't have social support, then it would just be too difficult for them. They wouldn't know where to get resources out in the community other than WIC. And some of them don't even go to the WIC offices. And so my job was to boost the level of breastfeeding support out in the community, as well as in the hospital and prenatally.
So the one that finished the bottle first wins. And we being nice, she wouldn't let me put the formula in here. Water. Here, go get this one. Well, yeah, let me back. Okay, so the one finished the bottle. Okay, so ready? The one that finished the bottle first wins. Ready, set, go. Go, go, go. Don't choke, don't choke. Water's in for babies. Nobody hold it. Exactly.
And we solicited on behalf of the church a grant so that they could change a room, the one that I'm sitting in right now, so that it can accommodate breastfeeding mothers. A lot of times after you deliver, your emotions are kind of mothers, they want to come to the church for emotional and spiritual support. But if they're nursing, since it's kind of a stigma on nursing in public, and they might not feel comfortable going to church or staying in church. And what this church decided to do was to convert this very, very nice, one of the best rooms, into a space where moms could come and still hear the service, but they could change their baby's diapers, they could relax, they could breastfeed, they could actually pump, use a refrigerator to store their milk. If they had another baby, they could have them come in here and sit in here, and they have a nice, quiet, safe, and comfortable place to nurse while they're at church. We also, to advertise it, we gave them these church fans. This church is breastfeeding friendly, and we posted signs all over the church that pointed them to this room as a place of support.
Every grandmother to encourage their younger nieces, nephews, daughters, even a neighbor's child to breastfeed, because it is very beneficial to the child.
The next one who has her own breastfeeding testimonies too is Miss Raquel Neal.
She is also from Solomon Temple Church, and she works for Contra Costa County Health Services as an African American health
The next lovely lady, passionate breastfeeding advocate, is Miss Nico Turner.
Ms. Nico Turner also works for Contra Costa County Health Services as an African American health conductor, and she is also a certified holistic chef. Advise our meeting here today. So she's going to be able to talk to people about the best food at the beginning and the best food at the end and in between and all the way around.
I'm kind of cross-eyed right now. I've been here since the crack of dawn, but I'm just thankful that I'll be able to work with breastfeeding moms.
Thank you, Nico, for the breakfast. After she was here doing it at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, fixing all that breakfast.
You might have noticed that somebody joined us. I've been calling her name. You've been sitting right there?
No, I was thinking.
Oh. This is Pat Young. She was also one of the instructors that helped the ladies. Pat has over 25 years experience working in this community with breastfeeding support. She was also a WIC breastfeeding peer counselor as well. Just a wealth of information. Did you want to say something, Pat?
Well, no, just that I enjoyed the training and I'm looking forward to working with the peer counselors.
All right.
And last and certainly not least, this lady just added so much just richness to the conversation, just so open and just willing to, you know, again, be a peer in this community, Miss Delbert Gibbs.
And Ms. Delbert Gibbs, I just wanted to say she is a community advocate, but she has a long history working as a, what were you, your title and your role? When you retired?
When I retired?
Yeah.
I do so many things I don't know, but I actually am really critically involved in logistical planning for the state of California, so for a lot of the environmental efforts like marine life protection initiative, and right now I'm working on parks and recreation. So I'm on the team that's going to restructure all of the parks in the state of California and make sure that everyone has a place in the future to take your families and your children that will be fair to all communities. So I'm very, very involved in that. But the reason I'm a part of this group is because outside of what I do for a living, I am a community advocate in any community that I live in, and I'm really, really pro baby programs. So when I learned about this program, I thought I was going to knit a few things, you know, and donate, and the next thing I knew, I was totally involved. And then I'm really pro-life as far as what we put into our bodies, and I know that that breast milk is life to life, and that really, really excited me, and I just felt like I would like to serve as a peer counselor.
Thank you, Delbert. So she also knitted some things for you. We got a lot of gifts from different businesses in the community as well. Delbert never missed a peer counselor training, and then she also went to the WIC peer counselor training. So she was just soaking up all the information. It's gonna be a great peer counselor. Can you all just come up here for a photo opportunity with your plaques? Give them a hand. Stephanie attended the training as well.
And we just want to point out that her baby, even though he's bigger than her, is exclusively 100% breastfed. And just look at the chunk on this baby. Sometimes we think that breastfed babies, they don't get enough milk, or I don't know how much my baby's getting. Well, there's proof in the pudding right there.
So if you're wondering why Steph doesn't have a plaque, she just wasn't able to attend all of the trainings, and so we're going to work with her to finish up the training. We have the grandmothers group, because most women learn how they're going to parent from their own mothers, how they're going to cook, how they're going to become a woman. And so the research shows that if you can get grandma to be a supporter of breastfeeding, who usually helps with childcare and other things, then that woman is more likely to nurse and to nurse for longer. And so we dispel a lot of myths in the grandma's group. And they have, it's called a grandma's tea. So we have an actual tea set and little tea cookies. And all the grandmas come in. I think they had around 25 grandmas in there. And they asked the grandmas, did they breastfeed? And if they didn't, they don't, they don't shame them or anything, but they just give them the information around why breastfeeding is so recommended by all of the specialists and good for the baby, and how they can support their daughters or daughters-in-law in nursing and breastfeeding. And they come out really empowered. They learn a lot. And we got great reviews from the grandmas. They said a lot of information they did not know, and they didn't know the resources that were available as well. So we have the grandma's group, and then we have the teen group, and the teen is a special population. A lot of times people think that the baby shower is like a teen type of function, teen pregnancy function, but actually the average age is around 27 years old of the attendees that come to the baby shower. It's not a teen per se targeted intervention at all. It's for all mothers, and they usually range from 14 all the way up to 49 years old that come out to the baby shower. But the teen group is a special population. It's usually our smallest group. I don't know if people know it, but teen pregnancies are at a decrease all over. And the teens are a unique group in that if you mix them in with the adults, they don't talk much, right? And then they have different reasons why they will breastfeed or won't breastfeed, or how they feel about being pregnant, competing issues with the stigma of being pregnant as a teenager from adults as well as from their peers, feeling futile about their future, and the dynamics of when their parents found out that they were pregnant and having to deal with that. And we had a specialist in there that works with teens that was part of our collaborative, Mariana Daly. We had a lactation consultant that it specializes in helping moms breastfeed. That's teenagers, Brandy Gates, and they got together, their team, and designed this really very interactive teen workshop. And so in there they had Jeopardy games on breastfeeding, so that the teens wouldn't get bored, right? In the adult interventions, there's a lot of didactic lecture style. It wouldn't work for teens. So they were immediately placed in small groups to work on different projects, and the teens loved it. I think better this year than any other year. Yeah, they really did an outstanding job of making up projects that are teen specific. So we have the teens, the dads, the grandmas, we have the children, and then we have, of course, the women's group. And the women, we don't move them very much because some of them are due like that day or the day before, and they come out. But we grab the women, and they're in the sanctuary, and we just kind of give them some information around breastfeeding, and then we have an open discussion about what their thoughts are around breastfeeding. We try to dispel myths in there. We try to give accurate information. Our focus is trying to give them enough information so that they can make an informed decision. We want to honor them as knowing what's best for their children, because nobody's going to love their babies more than they do. And so we want to make sure they have all the information about breastfeeding and know where all the resources are. And a lot of them are like, what, that's here, that's available? Oh, breastfeeding does that, it has this benefit, it has that. Some of the benefits of breastfeeding that people don't know about, because most people know that breastfeeding is healthier for your baby than formula. I think we've gotten that message out there, but they don't know what specifically those benefits are. Like for the baby, they have fewer ear infections, they have fewer respiratory problems, less colds, less flus, less eczema and skin problems. They've done research on breastfed babies, like at 4 and 5 years old, and those babies have higher IQs than formula-fed babies. Those babies are less likely to be obese. less likely to have diabetes and childhood cancers. And so we try to give them all the information about the benefits. For moms, there's several. I think most moms know that you can lose your weight after delivery faster if you breastfed, but they don't know that it reduces their risk of ovarian and breast cancer.
Okay, ready, set, go. You're done. You got a winner here. Okay, winner. Got everything? So that's hers. Okay, so everything is wrapped up. Okay, so this is our winner. So you can pick a gift.
And a lot of moms don't know that they could have a peer counselor, that they could receive nutritious food coupons from the WIC program, they can get a breast pump, you know, different things like that, that a lot of moms, I think, would have breastfed or breastfed longer if they knew that they had. So that is the workshops. And then after those workshops in the morning, they go out to a health fair. And we had around 12 to 20 vendors. I'm not sure yet. We haven't done all the tallying yet, but there were a lot of vendors out there. And those health vendors are from various segments. The WIC program was out there with their lactation station for if anyone came that had their baby and needed a private space, even though this space is here as well. We discovered that there was an African lactation consultant that wasn't tied into the Breastfeeding Coalition here. I talked to the moms afterward, and they were just happy to know that all these resources were available. So they enjoyed the resource fair. And after that, it's all games and prizes. And of course, they loved that the most. And so there were several businesses that gave great gifts. They had anything from breast pads to car seats, strollers, and things for dad, things for mom, things for the children, things for baby. So it was really a very amazing experience here. And I think anyone that had anything to do with the baby shower at any part felt that way. It felt like they were walking away from an experience. And I think they learned a little bit about breastfeeding as well.